good day, my fellow travelers and backpackerinos. Welcome to another episode of On the Road at the Speed of Mike. In this episode, we're going to check out a little bit of New York State and a little bit of New York City. And hopefully you can decide which one you like better just from that. But it's actually not going to help, so let's go.
First stop in the Empire State is going to be the New York State Capitol. While New York City is the most renowned city in the US, the state capital is due north, up the Hudson River, and in the center of the state, the city of Albany. Originally a Dutch settlement like New York City, Albany became a major hub for trade and transportation. With its bounty of resources and location on the Hudson River, it became the easternmost terminus for the Erie Canal, essentially connecting New York City to the Great Lakes. Top spot is the Empire State Plaza. Along with a number of monuments and recreational areas, it's also the home to the New York Cultural Education Center, where you can learn about the state's natural and cultural history. Also in Empire State Plaza is the State Capitol building, built in 1899. One notable thing about this building that I find really distinguishing is that what it doesn't have rather than what it does. While it's already more unique in its elaborate design and ornamentation, the New York State Capitol differs from almost every other state capitol in the region simply for not having a dome. Continuing down the Hudson River, there's several awesome spots to stop. Most notably, in my opinion, is Sleepy Hollow, but I've already done a Halloween video on this. So we're just going to mention its existence and move on to the big boy, the Big Apple, New York City.
For those of you who don't know, I grew up in southern New Jersey, and when I would go to other states and tell people I was from New Jersey, they'd be like, oh, you must go to New York all the time. But no, growing up, I probably only went 3 times maybe. In this video, you're going to see time number 4.
So yes, I didn't have a strong desire to visit New York, or any other city for that matter, when I was growing up. I love nature, and cities to me are the antithesis of nature. But as I grew up, I kind of came to realize that's not entirely true, as cities can represent both the best and worst tenements to man's ingenuity, and even the most ludicrously packed of these have green spots. Surrounded by a towering jungle of stone, steel, and concrete, Central Park manages to preserve some of the original topography and nature the city was founded on, albeit with loads of groundskeeping and a tasteful peppering of wonderful statues and walkways. Right next to Central Park is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which I didn't take any footage of because there's a sign saying not to, but it's honestly one of my favorite museums in the world and my favorite place in this city. That being said, as I've said, I've never been to this city very many times, so I probably know more about it from episodes of Seinfeld than personal experience. Of course, there's Times Square, the Empire State Building, and the other big names, but this place has so many nooks and crannies, I'm not even going to attempt to cover it. And that being said, there's a whole slew of things in the rest of New York State that are worth seeing as well. And I really didn't even scratch the surface of that, but so is the nature of travel sometimes.
So that was the glitz and glamour that New York City and state has to offer. I hope you enjoyed it. Up next, we're going to check out my home state, New Jersey.